2024 is behind us. However, during the year, I found that there was a couple of things that I'd like to give feedback on as to what actually happened to those items. So in this episode, we're going to review 3 of the items that were really very important last year. And the first one was the idle air valve. The second thing was the fuel pump. We changed the fuel pump, and I want to give you feedback on that. And the last one's going to be, can you guess? Lifters, rockers, and the camshaft. This is going to be a very brief summary of what happened. And as I always say, what's happening on my vehicle is actually specific to my vehicle, and it's because of the condition the vehicle is in, and it's also because of the type of engine I have in here. This model is susceptible to certain things, and other models are susceptible to so many other things. But this is a good guideline for you to follow and to try and eliminate problems on your side. So let's talk about the idle valve. Now, the idle valve, I had the one from Goldwagen in. If you go back in our videos, you will see it there. I had the one from Goldwagen, and that one, I had absolutely no problems with it, guys. Absolutely no problems. I think I drove long, months, a couple of months. Eventually, what I did was, I thought, let me go back to my original one. And I thought, I'm going to take that one out, and I'm going to test him and see if he's still okay. So I'm still driving with the original one now, but I drove for at least about maybe like 5 months with the one from Goldwagen, and I had no issues whatsoever. So what happens is, depending upon the variables of your engine, so this inlet manifold, what happens is it gets dirty, and it can get dirty because you never change your air filter. So it's things like that that work together. It's not just one thing that packs up, oh, it's finished. There's a reason why your idle valve packed up, and it can be due to many other things. Your engine could not be breathing right. See, all the gases are coming through here. Even oil comes through here sometimes. If your engine is in a bad state, you're going to have a whole lot of oil coming in here. It's going to be black inside your inlet manifold. Dirty air coming from the outside, or no air whatsoever coming from outside because you never change your air filter. So it's all these things add up. They all add up, guys. So don't just think, hey, it's just that thing. I always look at the broader cause of the whole situation. Okay, let's move on to the next item, which is the fuel pump. We changed the fuel pump, and I had lots of questions about what actually happened with the fuel pump. Was it successful? Was there any issues? People complained about various things. So let me give you the rundown on that. So what we did was, we took out the original. This was the original one that I had in there, and then I put in the pirate one, what they call the pirate one, the one you can buy over the counter. This one is not an OEM one. This is not the original engine manufacturer one. This one is similar, but it's not exactly the same. Now that creates certain issues when you're using this pump. Now this housing and pump, they're going to work. So the issues that gets created in it has got to do with the actual pump that's inside. And if you look at the pump, this is the one that comes with it. It's not a Bosch pump. It's not the actual Bosch pump that pumps inside here. That one, as I said, it's your pirate one, and he's definitely one that you got to be wary of. Every year you have to realize that as the year 1 goes past, year 2 goes past, it's going to get dirty, it's going to get blocked, and eventually it's going to stop working. And if there's any dirt inside your tank that goes into this container, this housing, it's going to block that pump up. But initially it's going to work. You won't have any problems. Second thing that goes wrong is on the cover. If you have a look at that, I'll give you a nice close-up of that now. That's what happens to it. This one always breaks on the side. I mean, everybody who has an Opel, they're going to tell you this one is broken, and they're going to have to go to the scrapyard and try and find new lines. Some guys even try to put some Pratley steel on here, all those things. It's going to work for a little bit, but it's not safe, and it's not a long-term solution to it. You need to buy the whole housing. You can't just glue it back again. So the main issue I have with this one is the float control. Now this thing controls what you see on your gauge, on your fuel gauge. As the fuel moves up, your tank is full. As it moves down, your tank gets empty. Unfortunately, this one does not read the same like the original one. And if you look at it, you'll see even the way that the arm is built. The arms are built differently. The shape of the arm, at least, let's call it that. The shape of the float, and there's these small differences that's going to make a huge problem when you're installing this one. And what this one does is the pirate. You're going to put in, what I found in my tank was, when I put in 300 Rand. When I put in 300 Rand, my tank is going to 3/4 full. Now I know in reality that's not right. That's not reality, and that can give you a huge problem. There was times when I was on quarter tank, I would stand on a curb on an angle somewhere, and the bucket didn't want to start. So all the fuel had run out of this housing to one side, and the housing didn't keep the fuel at a level where it should have. And that caused me a lot of stress. I had to keep a 5 liter, I had to keep a 5 liter fuel can with me at all times in the vehicle, and at least 3 times in the last, I'd say, about a year or 2 years. I think it's about a year and a half. I got stuck and I had to go to the nearest petrol station and get some fuel. So those are the type of issues that I had with that. Now with this one, I had no issues. So what I did was I put this one, the original sending unit. I call it the sending unit. So it's a reader or sending unit. I put this one back onto this housing, and then I had no issues after that. But this is the issue between the two of these. So if you have this original one in, save it and keep it. And like I always say, keep your spares. Don't just throw them away. If you've got this unit in, try to go to a scrapyard. Try to find somewhere where you can get this original sending unit, because that will alleviate a lot of your problems. Other than that, guys, there was no issues with the actual pirate pump. It still worked. So because I was on a budget at that point, who isn't on a budget? But because I was on a budget, I bought the pirate one. I put it in, and that is what the result was of all of that. So overall, it's gonna work. It's gonna get you from point A to B. But be aware, there's going to be some pitfalls with that one. If you can get the original one, that would be fantastic, which I don't think is available anymore. But the Bosch one, which is double the price of this one, I think it's about 2,500 rand or 2,600 rand for the Bosch full housing with pump. That would be the first price to go for. If you can do that, you will be good for a long time. So that's the one you need to really go for on that. So now let's have a look at the third and final item. That would be the lifters and rockers. Now, in the last video, if you watched it, if you didn't watch it, please check out the channel and have a look at it. I went over quite a few things with the differences between this brand. There was another brand and the original that came out of the actual engine, and this brand was actually lower. It's actually the height of this rocker is actually less. So the clearance was much bigger on this rocker, and that created quite a bit of a knock on the actual cam and on the engine. And only when I took it out again and had a closer look, and then I saw what the issue was. So it's all a learning curve, guys. Even for me, it's a learning. I'm not an expert. I don't profess to be one. There are many experts out there, people with much more knowledge than what I have. But this is my way of teaching myself and teaching you guys. And let's get to a point where things are clear when you make decisions about what parts to put in your engine. I even went over the cleaning of the lifters. You'll find it in the member section of my channel. If you're not a member of the channel yet, please check it out. In one of the next episodes, I'm going to be putting in the new rockers and also a new cam. This is a reasonably good quality cam, and it's going to be going into this engine, and have a whole complete video about that. So in summary, I think moving forward, have a good look at the video that I made previously, the last one with regards to the rockers and lifters. In the next couple of videos, you're going to see me installing this cam and this rockers over here. We're also going to do a radiator install. There's going to be quite a few things that's coming up in the next few videos. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'd like to thank you for subscribing to my channel, and the members in the member channel. Thank you very much for your support. Your support is allowing me to do certain things that I would never be able to do. So thank you so much for being part of the channel, and thank you for all of your support. And guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and follow my channel, and I'll see you in the next episode.